Welcome back. So the global cues are slightly mixed. Let's now talk about stocks that you need to watch out for in today's trading action. Our research team is standing by with the CNBC-TV18 list of top stocks to watch. Guys, good morning and happy Friday to all of you. I guess IT is going to be hitting the headlines with those Accenture numbers. So, Hormuz, why don't you take it off?
You know, as they say, no bad news is good news, and that might just happen for IT stocks today because unlike the last time when there was a massive guidance cut from Accenture, it's just a narrowing of the range this time around. But I'll start off with the revenue number first, which is $16.5 billion. There's a down 1% in US dollar terms, but 1.4% higher when it comes to constant currency terms. And speaking of the guidance, they have raised the lower end of the guidance, but cut down the higher end. So it's a 1.5 to 2.5% guidance now compared to 1 to 3% earlier. But the new bookings was a big positive as well. $21.1 billion, up 26% in constant currency terms. So that's a positive as well. In the earnings call, the management also said that they are seeing strong demand for digital manufacturing and engineering services. But on the discretionary spending side, they said that it still remains constrained, particularly in the smaller projects. Now, the Indian IT stocks in the US reacted positively to these numbers. Accenture itself ended 7% higher, but the Infosys ADR ended 2% higher. The Wipro ADR also gained 2.5%. So a positive read-through expected on these stocks. Expect them to open in the green.
All right, and weaker rupee also helps the IDE pack, and we're seeing decent traction in the IT pack in yesterday's trading session. Expect that to continue. But it's the era, not the season of block deals. Let's go across to Vivek. He has something on Aster DM. Vivek.
Well, that's right. Good morning. So, it's another day of another block deal that's in the offing. So, today it's the turn of Aster DM Healthcare. So, as per the term sheet we saw for the block deal, Kotak Securities has gone ahead and launched a block deal where the seller is actually a private equity investor called Olympus Capital Asia Investment. They hold 10.1% stake in the company. They intend to completely exit their stake in Aster DM today. The base size of the block deal is 5%, but the upside option indicates that there could be a possibility that they could be completely exiting their stake via today's block deal. The size of the block, with the upsize option is 1,670 crore, and the floor price for today's block is 331 rupees a share, a little over 7% discount to yesterday's closing price. If in case, the entire block deal goes through, it will be a cleaner trade and the overhang will go by. But it will be important to see, what is the kind of demand going with the red at open as far as Aster DM is concerned.
Okay, thanks a lot for that. Well, let's go across to Vamakshi. She's standing by to talk about Cipla, GE Power, Time, Technoplast and GIC. So she has her hands pretty full this morning. Vamakshi, hi, good morning.
Well, good morning, Sonia. Let me first start off with Cipla. The company has signed a non-exclusive patent license agreement with Takeda for drug vonoprazan. Agreement has been signed for the Indian market, and the deal is meant to commercialize the drug in India under Cipla's own trademark brands. So, bode well for Cipla. Expect the stock to open higher today. GE Power is the next stock that I'm focusing on. The company has received a LOI from NTPC GE Power Services worth 243 crores. Time, Technoplast, watch out for this counter as well, and that is because they've managed to receive the final approval from the Petroleum and Explosive Safety Organization. This is for manufacturing and supply of high-pressure Type 4 composite cylinders for hydrogen, and in fact, it is the first company in India to do the same. So expect the stock to open higher on the back of this news flow. And lastly, let's watch out for GIC Housing. A malware attack has affected some of the end-user systems of the company. They said that they have immediately isolated the affected systems from the network to stop further impact, and the company, however, has not observed any operational disruption. But on account of this, expect the stock to open lower today.
Malware attack. Okay. Doesn't sound too good. Vahamakshi, thank you so much for getting us the details on all of those stocks. Let's now go across to Upasna. She's got a couple of them on her radar as well. Upasna, good morning.
Thanks so much for that. Good morning. First up, let me start with JM Financial. SEBI passes order asking the company to not act as a lead manager for debt issues till March 2025. Well, SEBI's orders after the interim one barring JM Financial from acting as a lead manager for debt issues. Well, in addition, JM Financial has voluntarily agreed to stop IPO financing business. Well, expect the stock to open in green as it points to resolution of regulatory issues. Next up is Welspun Specialty. The company has received orders from Gujarat Pollution Control Board directing the company to cease operations at Bharuch unit with effect from 5th of July 2024. Next up is Britannia Industries. Even that will be in focus as the permanent workers of Tara Kolkata-based factory have accepted voluntary retirement scheme offered by the company. And lastly, Shoppers Stop will also be in focus as company starts operations at 3 new stores located mainly in Vadodara, Gurgaon and Surat.
All right, Upasana, thank you so much for that. In case you missed the entire list, let's give you a quick roundup. Stocks with positive news flow today. We have IT stocks, Cipla, GE Power, Time Technoplast, JM Financial, Britannia Industries and Shoppers Stop. Stocks with negative news flow today, Aster DM on account of their large trade, GIC Housing and Wellspun Specialty. All right, those were all the stocks that we will be watching out for in today's trading session. But all things commodities, Manisha Gupta joins in with a roundup of all the action. Manisha, crude spiking overnight for the second day running, metals in focus too.
Oh, yes, absolutely. I'll start with crude oil prices, where we are trading at a 7-week highs right now. We are holding above $85 a barrel, and there is support coming in from all sectors. The major thing is the drop in U.S. inventories, whether it has been crude, gasoline, distillate stocks, and that tells you that the demand on ground seems to be picking up, especially as there is the summer seasonal demand, driving demand as well, supporting prices. In the metals as a sector as well, weaker than expected U.S. economic data has led to a decline in U.S. dollar, and that had led to a silver prices gaining by 3% overnight. Gold was up 1.5%. Copper and zinc prices gained up by a percentage point overnight as well. We already have had the ECB and the Bank of Canada cut rates, and the markets are anticipating that within the month itself, the Bank of England, Swiss National Bank would cut rates and the other banks would follow suit. And that's exactly what is supporting the metal prices as of now.
Okay, thanks a lot for that. Well, let's do one thing. Let's take a quick break. On the other side of the break, Amnish Agarwal of Prabhudas Leeladhar will be joining in for some fundamental stock analysis. Do stay tuned in for that.